Everybody, welcome to a brand new episode of MFIS TV. Today, we're going to talk about important conversations that we should be having with our family over the holidays. Oftentimes, we're having a great time with our family, eating turkeys, having dressing, giving away presents. And all of us are going to start recognizing that our parents are getting older in life. And there's some critical questions that all families should be addressing while we're having a gathering that's so rare to have nowadays with our family. Here are 5 most important questions that we should be having with our parents and our family. Question number 1 that we should be asking for our parents and our grandparents are, what are your long-term care plans? What are your long-term care plans? Oftentimes, we're going to little Thanksgiving. We see our parents are not moving and being as mobile as they used to be. We might see their mind is kind of slipping and they're not as sharp as they used to be. And it's so important we start asking our parents what are their long-term care plans. Do they have money for a facility? Do they think that we're supposed to take care of them? What are their long-term care plans? Because like I always say, a retirement plan is not complete unless we have a long-term care plan. So we need to find out, what are our parents' long-term care plan? Is it us? Do they have money to put aside? Or they haven't thought about it? Question number 2, do you have a trust, will, or estate plan? Oftentimes, our parents might have an idea about what they want to happen if something does happen to them, as far as if they get sick or pass away. But what happens if they pass away? How do they want their investments to go? What about the primary home? How do they see the family over the next 20, 30, 40 years? A great estate, trust, or will can help them and help our family plan onto the next generation. The third question is, if you die, what do you want to happen to the home? What do we want to happen to the family home? Some of us might live, we might have siblings. There's one family member who wants to rent out the house if our parents pass away. There's another sibling who wants to live there. There's a third person who wants to sell. But most importantly, our parents oftentimes most biggest asset they have is their home. What do they want to have for the home once they're not here? Those type of questions we should be having so we can eliminate the conflicts, the battles, the arguments that a lot of families have once a family member passes away, because we don't want to see families split during those times, but we actually want them to grow. And with proper communication, we can help that happen with question number 3. Number 4, who do you want to make medical decisions for you? I remember a couple years ago, I had an uncle who got sick in Utah. And the question was, he was on his second marriage, and he had a stroke. And it was unfortunately, he did pass away from that stroke. But a family issue was, who makes those medical decisions for him? And I think as families, we have to figure out who's going to make the family decisions for mom, for dad, for grandma, for grandpa, aunt, uncle. We have to figure out what's really important for them. Do they want us to pull the plug if something happens to them? Do we want to keep them alive? Who's going to make those medical decisions when they're not able to? And then the 5th question, how do you feel about your retirement plans, Mom? How do you feel about your retirement plans, Dad? Do you have enough money to retire? If not, what are you going to do? Do you plan on eventually moving in with us? Do you plan on just going broke? Do you have enough money to sustain yourself? These are questions we have because, hey, if our parents don't have enough money to retire, we might have to put them into our budget down the road. If that's the case, we have to make sure we know what's going on. If we have these 5 highly important conversations over the holiday table while eating our turkey, our honey baked ham, our sweet potato pie, we can make sure that our family is so much better prepared from down the road than waiting till the last minute when something actually does happen. If you like this episode, please give the subscribe button. Thanks once again, to subscribing to MFIS TV and watching us. Have a good day and happy holidays.